multiply. Behind you. Dead. Nice, you got him.
Anyway. Did I
Yes,
get both of them?
stupid idiots, yeah.
Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing Eco Lifestyle, the pack that came out as of today. It would be yesterday. It has gotten mixed reviews, but for the most part, I don't think it has been received quite well, and I understand why. And a lot of people are saying for a recycling, eco-friendly, sustainable type of pack, they are, ironically recycling a lot of features that could have been or that are in existing packs or could have easily meshed well with existing packs. And those packs were Seasons, Strangerville. I keep saying Solani. I keep referring to Island Living as Solani. It's not Solani. It's Island Living. It's Island Living. And even probably a few other packs, people are feeling that way. I want to bring up a point that someone made that I 100% agree with. But I also want to make it known that I have a mixed feeling about this. I wasn't upset when I saw the pack at all, but I don't know. I just was kind of hoping for something. I will say I was hoping for something more along the lines of the community surveys, but hopefully with the community surveys, they actually implement those features, hopefully for free, at least most of them for free. So I think that's kind of why I was more so upset. I wasn't that much upset at the fact that I wanted farming or something, because I don't really want farming. Like I said in my last video, it's not something that I'm interested in, but I wouldn't even be mad if they did put it because it's something that is highly requested. I don't really want to speak too much on this pack because I don't really know what they have to offer and what the gameplay actually looks like, or if they actually have gameplay, because, I kind of have reserved a side of reality and realism in my expectations for The Sims, and that The Sims Forge is just not about gameplay. It's more so about physical content that they put into the game. I don't really have much to say about it because they only have a little bit of the information that they have on the website, and a little bit of paragraphs that describe what to expect in the pack, but we didn't get any other gameplay because the trailer just dropped. So the point that someone made, they said it would be nice if they could implement the community parks into all existing worlds. One of the reasons packs lack so much replay value is because many of their features are only usable in their respective worlds. And I thought this was a really great point. Worlds have been one of the big issues I have with The Sims 4. Whenever a pack comes out, everything is just centered in that one, like that person said, in that one respective world. Every gameplay feature is just heavily put in that world, which I think should be a thing, because you should have incentive to travel to certain worlds and live in certain worlds, because that's why people press location so much. In real life, people want to live in areas that suit their lifestyle, but at the same time, I just don't think it makes sense to keep dog walkers and the ambient sounds of dogs barking in the background of Brindleton Bay only. I just think it's weird that you don't see people walking their dogs in Windenburg or in Willow Creek or Newcrest. That's their issue. Every time we get something that pushes realism, it's confined into one area and it doesn't allow us to expand on that, and that's what's really upsetting. I feel like I have so much more to say about this topic, but it's really odd that they keep putting gameplay features in specific worlds. I've even said this about Del Sol Valley being a huge opportunity to put apartments, to have apartments in that world. And I think one of the features people would enjoy is just literally giving us free worlds and giving us updated worlds and giving us worlds that have apartments and worlds that have other worlds that have flea markets and, gatherings like that. No one wants to always go to San Myshuno to go to, a festival or an event, because, realistically it's just not realistic, especially if you play as a sim. If you treat San Myshuno as New York and Oasis Springs as California, it's like, why would my sim go to New York to go to like a gaming convention for 3 hours and come back and the time is the exact same? You know what I mean? Like, some people want to suspend themselves into that disbelief, and just keeping gameplay in a certain area is kind of weird. It confuses the way you think about your gameplay, and it kind of forces your gameplay to be something that you might not have wanted it to be. There's so many issues I have with the way they treat worlds in The Sims 4. I don't think I have covered everything at this point, but that is definitely one of them. There's a crow cawing over and over again, so I hope you guys can't hear it, but I really don't know. Another comment that I wanted to bring up that kind of supports what I said earlier about there just not being gameplay in The Sims 4 itself, and them just like pumping us with objects instead of like objects that that Sims interact with, especially with unique animations. Someone said, I just can't help but feel sad about the fact that the game is filled with useless objects, and this is going to add more. What about cars? What about kitchen counters? Normal sofas? The Sims 2 and 3 had way more realistic objects. The Sims 4 is turning into a game for children at this point. I don't like playing with high-tech stuff or going to space, etc. It's turning into a fantasy game at this point, which I thought it wasn't going to be like a popular comment. There's so much packed in here. I didn't think it'd be popular because I feel like a lot of people really love high-tech type of things. That science tech pack was, I think, proposed with the most recent one, and we chose arts and crafts, something realistic, which I'm thankful for. It seems like a lot of people are, I don't know, a lot of people like occults and a lot of people like futuristic stuff, but then there's a lot of people grasping and crying and screaming for realism, and I'm one of those people who love to play realistically, and I just will never feel satisfied with The Sims 4 as it relates to realism, because one, we don't get it, and two, if we do, it's underdeveloped. Like, it's just, I need more. This crow won't shut up. Dang. Can't you go call somewhere else? So yeah, The Sims 4 does not give us new animations. Even when in the trailer, there might be more animations that I just missed, but, well, for starters, the ladder. I mean, ladders can be a basic animation, but the fact that we're just now getting that as a feature to interact with actual buildings and not piers. They should have pushed way harder to implement ladders, probably even before Island Living, but we'll just say, upon the release of Island Living, why not just put more time and money and energy into implementing ladders in general? I mean, that would be nice, especially if, people want to build lifeguard shacks or something. Like, just give us a ladder, like, why? I know it's probably going to be a free update or something. That's what people are saying or suspecting, but it's just a huge letdown. And then even then, to come out with ladders after the release of Parenthood would have been great to have bunk beds. It's just like a huge, really weird mix of underdeveloped animations, recycled animations, but also including animations or features that should have been included in previous packs for free, and then you put a price on it. It's just weird. It's like they don't think about what animations and features should be implemented in the pack in one go. Like, just have a nice huge sit down with the entire team and be like, this is what we have to give them, and at no later deadline, or just give them it updated for free. But it seems like it's, with every pack, they're trying to sell us one single animation, and I am so through with getting one animation per pack, and it's not even something that is interesting. So anyways, the two recycled animations that I saw in the trailer, I think are recycled, would be the lady sucking up the air to make the air clean or whatever she was doing. I don't really know. She was sucking it up the same way that gardeners, when they get to a certain level, are able to weed their garden all at once by sucking up the weeds with that thing, which I absolutely hate because it takes the realism out of the game. I like to see my Sims get on their hands and knees and pull weeds out of the bottoms and the roots and the pots or whatever of the plants. So I hate that animation anyway, and then to just recycle it is so exhausting. It's like the freaking remote. Stop making everything remote controlled in The Sims. Can you please stop? Like, why are we pulling down Murphy beds with a remote? And why is it only you can physically pull down a Murphy bed when it malfunctions? Like, there's just no realism to that, and it's so annoying. Everything is remote controlled in the game, and it makes me sick. The other animation that I think is recycled is the bee-box type of thing, where he was cuddling the caterpillar or whatever it was, or the worm, or I don't know, a grub, I don't know. which is disgusting. But he like cuddled it the way he would cuddle what are the rodents in my first pet stuff. I have never interacted with that station, so I don't know, but I feel like that is another, I'm like 90% sure that is very similar, if not the very same or the exact same animation. Now there might be other animations, but it's just like the only animation, probably the only new animation that we're getting in this game is the candle making and stuff, and like diving in the dumpster or something. And it's just like, can we get, which honestly, the diving in the dumpster is probably like a scaled up size of kids digging in the toy box, which is also just something that I'm just not, I'm not that impressed by, you know? And then they're trying to sell us like, oh, look, your Sims can climb up ladders now. And it's just like, we've been seeing them climb up ladders in Solani. You should have just put more effort in making that something final before island living. But because parenthood, hello, and we should have bunk beds. And if I'm gonna just call this out right now, if they make us pay for bunk beds at this point, I'm pretty much gonna be disgusted, because they had so many opportunities to give us bunked beds, or bunk beds. I don't know how you say it, bunked beds or bunk beds. Anyways, they had plenty of opportunities to give us elevated beds with ladders. That's my way around it. They had parenthood, they had university, which I think some university dorm rooms have bunk beds. Let's not lie and say that, oh, it doesn't fit the theme and stuff. Like some, let's not lie, some do. Tiny living as well, which makes sense as well, because you can have a raised bed and a desk underneath, and that's space saving. Which we're not going to get started on how tiny living is so severely underdeveloped and literally doesn't offer many space saving items in general, you know, like what is going on? I definitely think people will bring up really good points about the pack in general, about it being recycled and everything, and I understand why people are upset. I also was one of these people who did include this in my top 3, this concept, this eco lifestyle concept in my top 3 when they proposed this pack amongst a group of, you know, the Laundry Day one and the very first community voted stuff pack. So that's why I'm not too bothered by it, but I'm more so bothered by, you know, the lack of updates as it pertains to the community surveys, the 2 community surveys that we took that revolve severely around the gameplay features that we want. So I can't be mad at that. I'm actually very happy that they still gave us what we wanted. I don't know really how to say that, but I am interested in how this arts and craft work with the Nifty Knitting Stuff pack. If anything, I hope you can sell candles online on Plopsy or whatever it's called. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the pack and everything. I don't really have that many thoughts. It was just really expanding on the comments that I've seen on the posts or under the trailers and stuff. So either way, I'm glad that we have new content coming, and I just hope that there's more, and I'm more so hoping for free updates. Like, I am in dire need of free updates. So yeah, thank you so much for making it this far into this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.